Hey, Lauren, okay, I've got both your documents up. The Word doc I've got right here. Postgres will pick something in. I agree with you. It is such a tragedy, and has been for decades. So I'm so glad that people are finally starting to understand that plastic kills. Um, I want to talk about your target audience. You say those who are environmentally conscious, as well as anyone who may not know much about the effects of plastic but are interested in oceans and beaches. You know, when you derive your target audience, you always want to mention the age that you're designing for, and the reason being is because this would be quite a bit different. I mean, any illustration will be different, and the success of any illustration depends on its ability to communicate with the target audience. So if your target audience is like fourth graders, then you're going to design quite considerably different than if your target was professional scientists, working scientists, right? Or even the way that you communicate with a fourth grader is going to be totally different than the way you communicate with a college student. And that same holds true for visual communication. So you always want to determine that the basic age or give an age range of your target audience. It's really important. Okay. The whale and turtle swimming in the ocean. Yeah, I got to tell you, the concept is a home run. It is. As a matter of fact, let's just jump right over it. Concept's a home run. I mean, we can clearly see the bag. We can clearly see the animals in the bag, the turtle and the whale inside the bag, indicating a kind of a less than opportune situation for those animals. So that the concept is really strong. Execution is gorgeous. The animals, the whale, are just beautiful, beautiful. I want to get in here and take a look at that turtle. Oh, gosh. Oh, here we go. Sometimes this just doesn't. Oh, that is nice. Really gorgeous stuff here. The whale and the turtle are gorgeous. One thing I'm not understanding, and I had mentioned this previously, um, I'm not real sure about these geometric shapes within the bag. I don't, I mean, are those to represent like plastic molecules or the microplastic that you mentioned? I'm not real sure, but right now it's a little bit um, concerning because the very first thing I did when I looked at this, and I know the subject, I've seen it before. So imagine a stranger or somebody who has never seen this before opening it up for the first time. And the first thing, as I said, when I opened up, the first thing I went was, I wonder why those geometric shapes are in the bag. I couldn't quite figure that out. So not exactly sure how that works, but nonetheless, it's a really good concept. Now, as far as typography, I would not recommend using this type. This is called papyrus, and it's become kind of a what would be the reverse or the opposite of a go-to font? It would be like an avoid at all costs font. And the reason being is it's just because it's just so overused. It's a default font that comes with both Mac and um, PC. So it's just way overused for that reason. And when I mean overused, I mean it's really way overused. So a lot of designers recommend that we stay away from the ubiquity of this papyrus typeface. My recommendation is maybe select another typeface. And then what I would do is I would take this out of the bag and the type on a curve is really interesting. So what I would do is I would just kind of move the bag down a little bit, eliminate plastic down to the bottom, move the bag, that whole configuration down a little bit, and then save our oceans right above it, enlarge it a little bit. So have it kind of like umbrella the bag. Okay. Now my only other recommendation is the background. The white background is really, really super stark. Oh, by the way, that eliminate plastic. Instead of black, maybe select one of the darker blues out of the whale or even one of the darker greens out of the turtle and set it in that. It'll increase harmony. The background, really super stark, the white background. I'm wondering if you can't maybe illustrate an underwater scene. Like this bag is floating in the ocean. So I just went out here and I said, illustrated underwater tutorial. And this is what I came up with there. There's a lot of really super interesting, like something like that would be really interesting. And these are all tutorials too. So you can do another search that just says underwater, illustrated underwater, excuse me, or underwater illustration or something like that. Illustrated marine life, anything like that. But what I'm getting at is some sort of a background that indicates like this kind of water. That would be something. That would be awesome. Something like that would be really awesome when you actually have those rays of light shining through the water. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so other than that, I'm sorry about that. I've just had a big, giant, massive sneeze, so I'm trying to recover. Um, okay, so other than that, I think that it's just a really wonderful piece. So outstanding work. Questions, comments, concerns, clarifications, any of the above, please let me know. Also, I'd like to know your thoughts on those geometric shapes located within the bag. All right, fantastic. Of course, any questions at all, please let me know. I'll be glad to make any necessary clarification. All right, great job. Thank you so much for sharing.